gamers out there. I'm Zach W. Lorton. I am with Backburner Games. I'm a game designer, and this is the Backburner Video Podcast. Welcome to episode 2 of the Backburner Video Podcast. The first episode I did was back in 2016, I think. 2017. It was right after I received the game Paradox from Split Second Games, and I did a unboxing and a review of that particular game. But today, I'm going to be coming to you with my very first video top 10 list. I decided to do a top 10 list that was different from what most other people do with top 10s. Top 10 best games in this category. Top 10 best games in this category. This is the top 10 games that I have played only one time and can't get out of my head. Meaning, I want to play them again. I've had a great opportunity over the last few years to meet some wonderful people in the board gaming industry and a lot of local people that love to play games as well. In fact, Brian Suri, the gentleman that designed Paradox, lives not too far from me, and we happen to, attend the same Monday night board game night. He gets to attend a lot more frequently than I do, but then again, he's also designed 5 or 6 or 9, 20 games and put them out, and I'm still working on my first. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Let's strap in. Let's dive into this top 10 list, shall we?
Number 10.
At number 10 on this list, I played this game at Geekway to the West in 2018. I really enjoyed it. It was in the play and win area. You're playing these little guys who are trying to build a library. This is ExLibris from Renegade Games. It currently stands at 627 on Board Game Geek. Renegade has had a reputation of creating really cool games with fantastic artwork and games that pretty much anybody can pick up. This is no exception. I really enjoy the aesthetic in this game. The fact that you get to play these different types of workers and that you can go to different places, and each place that you go to perform an action in the game changes from round to round. So you got a great level of replayability in it. And guys, there's a gelatinous cube in the game. The game features a gelatinous cube as a player that you can control. Who wouldn't love that? A lot of people are kind of back and forth on this particular game, and some people really enjoy it, some people really don't. I'm in the camp that I enjoyed this game. I cannot wait to get it to the table one more time. That's ExLibris, my number 10.
Number 9.
I first played Captain Sonar in 2017, I think it was. It was an experience that I won't soon forget. It is probably one of the best party games for strategy gamers. Not for everybody. If you've never played Captain Sonar, you've got two teams that fight against each other, and they're in submarines, and they're trying to shoot each other out of the water. And if you play it the way you're supposed to play it, you're playing with 4 on one team and 4 on the other team, and you're playing in a real time where everybody's acting all at the same time together. If you want to add some ambiance, maybe put some red lighting in the room, or maybe do what I did and open up a YouTube channel and have 10 hours of a sonar ping going constantly while you're playing the game. It is a fantastic game. It's Battleship for the new generation. Why am I bringing up Captain Sonar? Because I've played it several times. It shouldn't be on this list, but you know what is on this list at number 9 is the 2 to 4 player counterpart, Sonar. Now, you've probably seen Sonar in Walmart or in Target or any other big box store like that, even if you've never played Captain Sonar. If you're interested in any way about buying Sonar and trying it, pull the trigger. Honestly, don't hesitate. It's going to be money well spent. I got a chance to play this with a friend of mine, and we played a 2-player game. And Sonar is a turn-based game rather than a real-time, but there's no less tension in the game. And that's what's so cool about it, is that as the game goes on, there's more tension, and it keeps building. And it's a hunt. It is a hunt. This game is a hunt where you're hunting each other. And it's so fantastic. It's at 2,363 on Board Game Geek, and frankly, it needs to be higher than that. It's at number 9 on my list, and that is Sonar from Matago.
Number 8.
At number 8 on my list, this one I'm kind of cheating. There's actually 2 cheats on this list, and this one I'm kind of cheating because it's not released to the public yet, and that is Merchants of the Dark Road. This is a Brian Suri designed game that gives you, I can't even, it's being put out by Elf Creek Games. It's complex, it's fun, it's near abstract, but the theme really does come through. It's got a really cool rondel mechanic in it, and it basically sets you up as a merchant who's trying to go from town to town, trying to sell your wares and trying to make more points. And Elf Creek Games is going to be launching this on Kickstarter in June of 2020. The artwork is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, if you look at this and say to yourself, nah, I don't want to play that game, you're wrong. At number 8, Merchants of the Dark Road. I cannot wait to play this one again. Brian actually taught me to play a prototype of the game, and I'm really looking forward to playing it again. It sticks in my head.
Number 7.
At number 7 on my list is a game that I never thought I'd actually play. I'm not into skirmish games. I'm really not into games where you build up an army or you build up a team and you go forth and you conquer. But another game that I played recently that really kind of surprised me at how much I liked it, Blood Rage. Number 31 ranked on Board Game Geek. I watched a podcast where Sam Healy talked about this game like he was a giddy schoolgirl, and I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to have to check this out and see what all the fuss is about, because everybody was talking about Blood Rage when it came out. Every meme was talking about, my mom was talking about Blood Rage. I'm not the type of guy who goes all in for games with, really intricate miniatures. I think it's cool that miniatures exist. I don't think you necessarily need them for a game. I really like the combat in this game. It's not dice. It's on cards, and you basically can strategize and decide what you want to do rather than leaving it up to the whim of a randomizer like dice. I definitely want to play it again. I want to play it a few more times. Number 7, Blood Rage.
Number 6.
I don't remember the theme of this game because it's pretty abstract for a game that is kind of like 4X. It tripped a trigger for me for some reason. I just remember it had really cool graphic design and really cool production values, and I can't wait to get Vindication to the table one more time. This is ranked at number 263 on Board Game Geek, which honestly, I'm kind of surprised it's that high given how wildly people have swinging opinions about this. I've heard it's a fantastic game. I've heard it's not a game for me. Like I said, I can't tell you the theme. I forgot. I have no idea what the theme is, but I remember the act of playing the game and trying to plan out my moves. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed being strategic like that, and I didn't care that I lost the game. I lost pretty soundly. It's going to be different every time that you play, but you're going to enjoy yourself when you do play it. So check that out. Number 6 on my list, Vindication.
Number 5.
So a few years ago, when Mysterium came out, a lot of people said this is a great mix between the mechanic in Dixit and the mechanics in Clue. And then everybody started playing Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. That was kind of like mixing Clue with from Dead of Winter or The Resistance, any other of those games. There's a traitor involved. Obscurio, which is at number 5 on my list, kind of combines Mysterium and Deception, Murder in Hong Kong in the fact that you've got these really cool circular shaped pictures that you're trying to use to communicate to other people, and you're able to give them very specific clues in this game, but you're also working with a traitor in your midst. And not only are you trying to determine what the goal of the game is, but there's also somebody trying to work against you, and you're trying to find out who they are so you can drive them out as early as possible. This one is ranked at 1,418 on Board Game Geek. As far as a family game, it's 352, and I think it really should be higher than that. It's a little bit easier to play than Mysterium, more fun to me than Deception in Hong Kong, and I like those two games. But this is one that I've only played once, and I definitely want to play again. At number 5, Obscurio.
Number 4.
At number 4, what can I say about Quicksilver? I like this game, you guys. I really like this game. It is ranked at 10,030 on Board Game Geek, and to me, that is a crime. Yeah, it's a roll and move game. Yeah, it's a racing game. We've seen racing games before, and roll and moves are, the way this game uses the cards in the game to mitigate those bad rolls and to attack other players and to play special abilities on your turn. It's fantastic. The fact that you have this and that you can use this in a game where you're racing Victorian era style airships, you guys. Such whimsical art. I think the one thing that probably killed this game, and I personally love, is the box art. The front box art looks pretty boring. I mean, I like it. I think it's, I look at it, I'm just like, I wish this was leather. If it had a picture of what's actually going on in the game, it had a picture of that amazing artwork by Randy Field, then I think more people probably would have grabbed onto it and given it a shot. Maybe I'm being a little bit biased here because I personally know Paul Imboden, the guy who designed the game. When I found out that he and Randy made this game, I was just like, I gotta try this game. The thing is, I've only been able to get it to the table one time. Once. That's it. A lot of people say this game moves slowly, and yeah, it moves a little slowly, but it's a racing game that features roll and move mechanics. Games like that didn't necessarily go fast. When you can ram other players and you can fire upon other players, when you have to move your airships around these check marks and you can only move 60 degrees at a time or else you take damage to your armor, there's a lot of tension in this game, especially when you're in a narrow pathway, or when you have 3 or 4 ships all within a few spaces of each other. A lot of tension in this game. I had a ton of fun playing it the one time I played it. I definitely want to play again. Number 4 on my list, Quicksilver from Split Second Games.
Number 3.
I'm not the kind of guy that normally likes the I cut you choose mechanic. I played New York Slice and I'm just like, it's pizza. Okay, I get it. But one game came along and I really wanted to back this on Kickstarter, and I kicked myself for not backing it because it's got a really cool 3-dimensional toy aspect to it, and that is Sword Crafters. The game tells you exactly what you're doing right there in the title. Sword Crafters is an amazing 3-dimensional sword building game. It's just so cool. You're building a sword. You're using the I cut you choose mechanic to draw tokens and to use those tokens to build your sword. And if you can match gems alongside the hilt, you can earn extra victory points. Plus you can earn extra victory points from cards that are available to everybody to use throughout the game. You get to put together a 3-dimensional sword. Maybe you can use it to threaten somebody, but there's something cool about the toy aspect in this game that I think is overlooked. Miniatures are fine. Building a sword, how many games can say that you can do that? Not a whole lot. The people I played it with weren't quite nearly as taken with the idea as I was, but man, I really like this game. Sword Crafters, number 3.
Number 2.
Number 2 on my list is kind of a cheat because, well, how can I put this? Okay, so this game is currently ranked number 2 on Board Game Geek. Pandemic Legacy Season 1. Yes, I want to play this game again. And yes, it's on my list of games I've only played once. But I did play through the entire game. So the reason it's on this list is because when I did it, I was doing it for a charity event at Geekway to the West one year, and I decided to play the entire season through in 24 hours. I sat down to play by myself. Eventually, people started joining me. 19 and 3/4 hours later, 17 games later, we were done. We ultimately lost the game, but we were only about maybe 1 or 2 turns away from winning. But I gotta tell you, this is the best board gaming experience that I've had in my life. The hype that everybody had over Pandemic Legacy when it came out, completely justified. The story that unfolds throughout the course of this game really draws you in, and it really makes it so that you have an experience at the table. Not just go through the motions of putting stickers down and tearing things up and opening up a new box. No, this game was rich. This game is rich. This is like pudding. So good. I want to play Season 1 again. But I want to do it, with a group of people the way that most people play legacy games. They sit down, they play 1 or 2 games at a time. Next time they get together, it's the same group of people. They play 1 or 2 more games the next time to get together. And it's a process that takes a few months. I do have Pandemic Legacy Season 2, and I'm going to be playing through that with some friends of mine, but I'd really like to give Season 1 another shot. I'd still like to build this game and still love to have that experience. So my number 2, Season 1 of Pandemic Legacy.
Number 1.
Top of my list. This is not a game that I thought I would like. I'm really careful about playing games that take a long time at the table. I went to a board game meetup that I normally don't go to. In fact, I've only been to this one 2 or 3 times, period. One of the guys that I've met from Board Game Geek and gotten a chance to connect with him on Facebook and stuff, this guy, he was there too, and he was sitting down to play Le Havre. I didn't want to play Le Havre. I wanted to play something with this guy, but it's like, I'm going to play Le Havre. And I'm like, I don't really want to sit down and play a 3-hour game doing that. So instead, I sat down and ended up playing a 3-hour game of Ziya, Legends of a Drift System. And I loved every minute of it. If Firefly the game is any indication of a big, sprawling space epic, then I shouldn't have liked this game. And when someone said, oh, it's got pick up and deliver, like Firefly was, it's got exploration, kind of like Firefly did. But first of all, I got to tell you, the production values in this game, off the charts good. So fantastic. These metal triangular shaped coins, these pre-painted miniatures of these ships, different variable ship powers and sizes, and the ability to upgrade your ships, and you can shoot at each other, you can pick up and deliver. You got all sorts of ways that you can earn points in this game, and it's a race to the finish. So you could set how long a game that you want. You want to play a 10-point game? You want to play a 15, 20-point game? You can do that. You could sit down and play Ziya Legends of a Drift System for 6 hours if you want to. Plus the replayability of this game where you build it as you go. This it's I would say it's kind of tile laying, except the tiles are this weird shape with multiple hexes. It's just cool. It's just a really, really cool game, and I'll probably never own a copy of it. But man, do I want to play this game again. Ziya Legends of a Drift System is ranked at 146 on Board Game Geek. Very, very, very well earned. I am just, every time I think about this game, I smile. I smile, and I'm just like, man, I want to play Ziya again. I don't care if I play with the expansion or not, honestly. I don't even know what the expansion is. I don't even know if what I played that day included the expansion. All I know is that it's a great game. I enjoyed the crap out of it, all 3 hours, and all 40 minutes of the rules explanation. But I gotta tell you, I'll sit down and play it again. Give me that 40-minute rules explanation one more time. I want to play this game again. So there you have it. Number 1, Ziya Legends of a Drift System. To recap, at number 10 was ExLibris. Number 9, Sonar. Number 8, Merchants of the Dark Road. Number 7, Blood Rage. Number 6, Vindication. Number 5, Obscurio. Number 4, Quicksilver. Number 3, Sword Crafters. Number 2, Pandemic Legacy Season 1. And number 1, Ziya Legends of a Drift System. All games that I've only played once and am dying to play again. I hope that you enjoyed hearing about these different types of games. Do me a favor, comment below with the game that you've only played once, but you really want to get back to the table. If there are any ideas for top 10 lists that you'd like to see in the future, I'm open to suggestions. I'm trying to find topics for top 10 lists that are different than normal, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be coming to you soon with other stuff. If you are interested in role-playing game content, unique, original role-playing game content, I run a Patreon at patreon.com/backburnergames, where every month I'm putting out some kind of RPG content. It's brand new, it's unique. It could be a full-fledged role-playing game, it could be an easy, minimal one-page RPG, and it could be a setting, it could be a scenario. You never know what it is, but I love telling stories, and I love gathering people at the table to tell stories. So if you're interested in any way, go to patreon.com/backburnergames and sign up today. This is Zach W. Lorton with the Backburner Games podcast, signing off.
This podcast copyright Backburner Productions 2020. All rights reserved, Callahan. Oh yeah? What about the rights of that little girl? All games, titles, images, video, and music featured in this podcast are the property of the copyright owners and not the creator of this podcast. Get original tabletop RPG content every month by supporting Backburner Games on Patreon at patreon.com/backburnergames.
Wanna love us, you 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 wanna now.